I've never been a fan of Scraper because you needed to write things from scratch, then write it for a specific website, and have to figure out how to localize the data and then how to parse the data and extract it. That was always a mess because then you had to make sure to validate that it was the right data, figure out, and essentially you needed to always build something custom for every single new website. And not only that, the entire process of scraping has been quite of a mess. There's so many steps involved with it. Figuring out the element on the page, figuring out where the data is located, and so on and so on. It's just been quite of a mess. But then, recently we just had LLM and AI. And that has made quite a difference. Because now you can go from prompt to extract. And this is what I want to talk about today. Because thanks to AI, now scraping has become a lot easier and a lot more fun. And this is thanks to a company called Firecrawl. So Firecrawl make it super easy for you to write a simple prompt and extract anything you want from a website. This is pretty amazing because from this simple prompt, you can extract any type of data that you can consume for your app. And this adds so many utilities and value to what you're doing with your website. If you have an API, if you need to enrich data, if you need to visit the website and extract specific information, the possibilities are just endless. And this is the new feature that they just released recently. And I've been already using it on my own website. I'm using it on GitGlance to do enrichment. And as you can see, you can write a prompt and extract the specific information that you want and use it. And let's have a look in the playground. From google.com, find and find his LinkedIn. I'm just going to let the AI figure out how to do the rest. Right now, I'm just being very generic about what I want to do. And I want to show you an example of what this thing is actually able to do, right? And then we're going to ask it that to extract LinkedIn URL. And just about that, I think this should be sufficient to give it a try. Then it's going to generate the parameter for me of what we want to extract. And this is something that in the past you had to do manually. You had to figure out exactly all the parameter that you need to extract, how to extract it, figure out what field on the page you're going to have to extract it from. But the beauty of Firecrawl is that it's going to do all of that for you. So it suggested a prompt for this action, and all I can do is just run it. And then the scraper is going to go to Google, search for my name, and extract it. So, something didn't work here. And that's because we're doing a scraping instead of a crawler. If you're looking over here, the action that I provided are more like a crawler than a scraper. So let's see, if we were to enable the web search, is he going to be able to go step by step? So let's see what he's doing here. Now he's actually trying to find my name across various different sites. And here we go. And he was able to find my LinkedIn. So what is the additional property doing here? So enabling web search can find and extract information from additional relevant page. So this is kind of like using an agent. So he's doing all the work behind the scene, which is pretty amazing. This is the new feature that Firecrawl just released. And I think this feature is so good, it's almost illegal. This is like the best freaking crawler I've ever seen on the web. And in terms of cost, so I believe that for every single extract, you're paying about 300 token. There are two different pricing models. They have the standard model that doesn't include the new feature extract, and their regular feature are also pretty good. They're actually really good. They have a really good crawler, and then the beauty of the extract feature is that you can actually use prompt in order to get what you need, which makes it so much effortless when it comes to finding things on a website. So all requests have a base cost of 300 tokens, and as you can see here, you start with free with about 5,000 token, and if you start paying their first plan starter, you start with 18 million token. So you can do the math. When you're getting an output, you can paste your output here and see about how many tokens this is going to cost you. This is probably based on token costs because they're probably using AI behind the scene. So yeah, so this is one of the best crawl that I found. You can find it at firecrawl.dev. I'm already using it on GitGlance, as I mentioned. Right here on GitGlance, there are different services that I'm using. And one of the services I'm using for searching Google is Firecrawl. and for doing website extraction is Firecrawl as well. One more thing that I like to mention is that the beauty about Firecrawl is that it's actually open source. So you can pay for it, or you can just, self-serve it and start it on your own machine and start using it at home. So this is pretty amazing. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, make sure to hit like and subscribe, and I see you guys in the next one.